Hey, welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a concept that has absolutely changed the game for how we build modern technology: infrastructure as code. We're going to go from the wild, chaotic world of managing servers by hand to a system that's clean, automated, and, well, that just works. Let's get into it.
You've been there, right? You've got two servers that are supposed to be identical, but for some reason, one's running perfectly, and the other one is just not having it. You spend hours, maybe days, pulling your hair out trying to find some tiny little configuration change someone made 3 weeks ago and, of course, forgot to write down. That feeling, that inconsistency, that's the classic headache of manually managed infrastructure, and it's exactly the problem we're here to solve.
So it really is a tale of two different worlds. In one corner, you've got the old way of doing things, clicking around in web consoles, typing commands by hand, and just hoping you don't make a typo. It's slow, it's inconsistent, and honestly, it's just asking for trouble. But on the other side, you have the infrastructure as code way, or IaC. And that world is all about automation, speed, and rock-solid consistency.
To really get why IaC is such a big deal, we have to talk about the problem it solves. So let's take a quick trip back in time to the world before IaC, a little something I like to call the manual server mess. And believe me, the pain was very real. You'd always end up with these snowflake environments, where every single server is unique and just impossible to replicate perfectly. And then you've got configuration drift, which is the sneaky thing that happens over time. Little manual tweaks here and there cause your servers to slowly drift away from how they were originally set up. All this just means that every change is a manual risk and a recipe for human error.
So how did we get out of this mess? Well, it wasn't about finding a better tool for clicking buttons. It was about a totally new philosophy. We started treating our infrastructure less like delicate physical hardware and more like software.
So what is it really? At its heart, infrastructure as code just means you define everything: your networks, your virtual machines, your databases, the whole shebang in plain text files. Instead of logging into a console and clicking around, you just write down what you want in code. And that code, it becomes the single source of truth for exactly what your infrastructure should look like. No more guessing.
Look, if you remember just one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. With IaC, you manage your infrastructure using the exact same practices that software developers have been using for decades to manage application code. We're talking about version control, code reviews, automated testing, but for your servers and networks. It's that simple and it's that powerful. Now, this whole thing isn't magic. IaC works because it's built on a few incredibly logical and really powerful principles. These are kind of like the rules of the road that guarantee the consistency and reliability we're all after.
Okay, a really key concept to get is this difference: declarative versus imperative. Think of it this way. The imperative approach is like giving someone turn-by-turn driving directions. Take a left, then a right, go 2 blocks. It's very specific. But the declarative approach, which is what most modern IaC tools use, is like just plugging a destination into your GPS. You just declare what you want, the end state, and the tool is smart enough to figure out the how. It's way more reliable and a lot less work for you.
And the other pillars here are just as crucial. Idempotency. I know, it's a fancy word, but it just means you can run your code over and over and over again, and you'll always get the exact same result. It makes changes safe and predictable. Then there's version control, which means you store your infrastructure code in a tool like Git. This gives you a complete history of every change, the ability to roll back if something goes wrong, and a clear way to collaborate with your team. And of course, all of this drives automation, getting rid of all those risky manual tasks for good.
Okay, so we've got the principles down. But so what? What does this actually mean for you and your team on a daily basis? Let's talk about the real-world payoff, because this isn't just a technical shift. It completely changes the game.
I mean, just look at this. This slide says it all. The old way, you make a request, it goes into a ticket queue, someone has to manually build it, then manually configure it. It could take days, sometimes weeks, and you still weren't sure it was right. Now look at the IaC way. Step 1, run code. Step 2, your environment is ready. That's it. We're talking about going from days of waiting to just a few minutes. It's a massive difference.
And the wins just keep stacking up. Speed is the obvious one, sure, but you also wipe out a whole category of human errors. You finally get what we call environment parity, which means your development environment is a perfect clone of production. That kills the whole, well, it works on my machine problem forever. Plus, since every single change is captured in code, you have a perfect audit trail for security and compliance. It is a true game changer.
So let's bring this back down to earth. How does this actually fit into the day-to-day work of a modern software team? Well, it's not some side project. It is right at the very heart of how DevOps works.
This is what a really clean workflow looks like. It all starts with a developer defining the infrastructure they need in a simple code file. Then they commit that code to Git. As soon as they do that, an automated pipeline kicks off. This is what we call a CI/CD pipeline. It automatically validates the change, runs some checks, and then, once it's approved, it applies that change to your cloud environment. The whole thing is automated, transparent, and totally secure.
Now here's a question I get all the time. What's the difference between an IaC tool, like Terraform, and a configuration management tool, like Ansible? The analogy on this slide is honestly perfect. Think of it this way. IaC tools build the house. They create the actual servers, the networks, the foundations. Configuration management tools furnish the rooms. They go into the house that's already been built and install the software and set everything up. They're different, but they work together beautifully.
So if you're ready to jump in, what are the golden rules? First, store all your code in Git. This is not optional. Treat it like the critical asset it is. Second, review every single infrastructure change using a pull request, just like you would for application code. And finally, you have to protect your state file. This file is basically the tool's memory. It's the map that connects your code to the actual resources running in the cloud. It's absolutely critical, so you have to keep it safe.
And on the flip side, here are the big traps to avoid. The number one sin of IaC is making manual changes in the Cloud Console after you've deployed your code. It just creates that configuration drift all over again and completely defeats the purpose. Also, please, never ever hard-code passwords or API keys in your code. And finally, don't write giant monolithic configuration files. Break your code down into smaller, reusable modules. You'll thank yourself later.
So that really leaves us with this final thought. Infrastructure as code changes everything. It takes infrastructure from being this unpredictable manual craft and turns it into a repeatable, reliable engineering discipline. When your servers and your networks are all defined by code, the idea of building things perfectly, well, it's not just a nice goal anymore. It becomes the expected outcome every single time. Thanks for tuning in.